Edit it.
Okay.
And she can see the phone number, right?
Good afternoon, Poochie.
Yes, Mary. This is Andrew again. I just called. I know. I just called to find out. I don't like to subpoena people to court. It's really not something that we like to do because obviously it's coercive. But she was never parked on your property, wasn't she? She was parked on CTC's property, from my understanding.
Yeah, she's over there.
And she said that you told her that you never trespassed her. Did you ever tell the cops that you trespassed her?
I'm not getting. I got a phone call coming through.
Okay. Then we'll just. I don't want to subpoena you, but I will. Oh, hi, Lieutenant. I was getting ready to email you. You're Lieutenant, not Bennett, Burke, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm emailing
Who am
Bennett.
I speaking with?
Oh, my name's Andrew. I'm an advocate. I'm calling concerning an event that happened. Two events. One on January 22nd, 2026. The second event happened on February 15th, 2026, and it's concerning a victim by the name of Diane Pettit. Diane is a semi-homeless person that lives in an RV. She's 70 years old, and she panhandles down on the corner of Amelia Olive Branch and 125 by that CTC lot. On January 22nd, you got a call from Shonda, who is a supervisor for CTC. In that call log, that CAD summary, Shonda reported a suspicious vehicle. Said there's an RV was parked in the lot at 12:08 p.m., an RV parked in the lot that seemed to be occupied, and she did not know how long it had been there. You had two officers that went to the scene. You had Officer Haught, H-A-U-G-H-T, and an Officer Wise, his Jewish name, Wise. It starts with starts with M. First initial, Weisel. First initial M, yeah. So those two responded. One of the officers, I believe it was Weitzel, spoke to her son John and told John that they were there, that they wanted to tow the RV, but he's going to go and try to talk to the occupants to see if they would move. And that's why he described to John as the events that happened. The CTC guy in the truck, the CTC truck, said he was going to tow the RV, but then your officer said, well, no, I'll go try to talk to them. Obviously, there are signage in that lot that says no overnight parking, commuter parking only, and several other things, and it has a consequence. If you were to violate that civil matter, it would be you'd be towed. It has a Mike's Towing insignia there to show who would tow you. It also has the .gov email to show that that's a government public fora, which is very important because at that point in time, at the end of the CAD report, it says that Weitzel advised Miss Pettit that she was trespassed or had to leave, is what I think how she described it. Not that she thought that she was trespassed permanently, but that she had to leave, which is interesting because obviously you can't trespass someone from a public property unless they've committed a crime. That's constitutional 14th Amendment law. So but that's what he put on the report. And on February 15th, you had Officer Mikhail Stevens driving by, initiated an officer-initiated stop, where he stopped, saw the RV parked in the lot, said in his narrative that he knew she was trespassed from both Poochie's place as well as the CTC lot, which is quite ironic because I have an affidavit saying that she wasn't trespassed from Poochie's place, so there's not really any way that he could know something that's not true. But because of his knowledge, he initiated an officer-initiated stop where he arrested and cited her for trespassing. And that is in court right now. Since then, I have done some records requests. I sent in a records request for 7 different pieces of information. Only 2 of them were honored. 5 of them were were omitted, not with any legal reason for omission, and as the Ohio records law requires. But they were omitted, and I was sent back to CAD reports in the narrative. Officer Stevens perjured himself. Both of them did. The first one put the location of the first one on January 22nd. Said the location said Poochie's place, which is a private property. But inside the narrative on that, or the summary on that, it did accept that they were on CTC property. There's nothing that suggests that anyone asked your department to trespass Diane from that lot. In the narrative, it was a call for a suspicious vehicle. And one of the things I've asked for now twice is a letter of authority, because you're not an authorized agent. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know if I lost you. Yeah, you're not an authorized agent unless someone gives you a letter of authority, some kind of power to act as an authorized representative. CTC wouldn't do that and hasn't done that. So I put a public records request to find out what authority Stevens had even to trespass someone from that lot. That's been ignored by large in part. And no response has come. So I talked to Kathy today, another records clerk, who seems to think that I have to track down the records clerk of the records I'm looking for, the right custodian, which is another violation of Ohio open records request. Y'all have to forward it to the right records custodian if you don't have your communications. I don't know who does your communications, and it's not my job to find out. It's your job to get the records request to the person that needs to give me the records. So that being said, obviously there are multiple. Now, the perjury that Stevens committed, so he actually committed very distinctly in a summary on February 15th. He said that Michelle, what was the perjury that Stevens committed, the second one?
He said that they were in Pookie's and
that they were in Poochie's place, but they were actually still in CTC's lot. So he put
both of them in the report.
And he put both in the report, contradicting one another. Basically trying to railroad a 70-year-old woman for trespassing, and then trying to get the prosecutor's office to maliciously prosecute her. This isn't the way policing is done. And I don't know what kind of operation you guys are running around there, but I want to open a formal complaint into these activities. So now I'm talking to you, Lieutenant. I'd like you to open a formal complaint into the activities between Hott, Weitzel, and Stevens. And what would make...
You know that there's somebody from CTC that did trespass her from that location, right?
Well, I don't have any trespass on file. She doesn't have a trespass on file. I've done a public records request from it. Don't have one there. And I've talked to Shonda.
Did you do a public records request with us?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So I don't see...
There was a person from CTC, a supervisor, who trespassed her from that lot. So it wasn't us.
You can't...
Trespass. We don't do that.
You can't trespass on from a public lot unless they've committed a crime. That's 14th Amendment. So I seriously doubt that.
You still can't be there overnight.
No, you can't. No, you're right. You're right. But that's not criminal. That's not criminal. It's civil. Okay, so you are right, but it's not
criminal though when you trespass.
Well, you can't trespass from public property unless you've committed a crime. That's 14th Amendment. Equal protections under the law. If a commuter vehicle can be there, so can anybody else. But I'm not going to argue law with you. That's what courts are for. What I'm asking you to do is open a formal investigation into the situation. I'm sure the courts will explain to you, to your officers on Tuesday that you cannot trespass someone from a public property when there's a public access to that property.
Do you want to come in?
No, I don't have to come in. You have to take it over the phone. Are you denying my formal request for a formal investigation?
What is the investigation for?
I think I just described to you perjury twice on two of your officers, and then no perjury. If you lie, okay. Perjury is lying on an affidavit. If you lie on a police report, it is perjury. And I won't say tampering with evidence because that's a felony where perjury is a misdemeanor. Tampering with evidence is another thing that you have to worry about. I'm asking you to open up a formal investigation into the situation. If you're denying me that right of mine, just let me know that because I'm recording this call.
Oh, you're being recorded too. Don't worry about that.
That's good, because Kathy wasn't recording me when I talked to her earlier today. And she should have been.
Well, she doesn't wear a body cam like I do.
That's good. Well, you can record me. Do what?
What's your name?
I didn't give it. But what I will tell you is you'll find my name out very, very clearly in a 1983 deposition. So you're right now, I'm asking you to open a formal investigation, and I'm asking you that.
I'm trying to get your information. Can I get your information?
I can open a formal investigation as an anonymous complainant. That's a law too. I thought you should know all these laws. You're law enforcement.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that
I've been in law enforcement for 29 years. Yeah, I think I do know the law pretty well.
Then you know I can open
I'm
it.
asking you for your information.
You
want
know,
to make a complaint?
yes,
I
under
need your information.
you telling me I have to give you my information and violate my Fourth Amendment rights in order to make to redress my grievances to my government, which is my First Amendment right. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
All right. Are you not going to give me your information?
Are you going to take the complaint or not, Lieutenant?
So is this conversation over? Is that what you're telling me?
I will forward it. I will forward to BCI. If you don't do it, I will forward to the BCI and let them do it.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Have a good day.